Pacific Avenue, and then we'll take it higher.
Booyah, and it's time for the Game Sports Show, the Twin Sault's only local, regional, and national sports show. It is your host, David McCaig, and I'm here live inside the Brewhouse at Northern Superior Brewing Company. It is June the 27th, 2019, and we're getting set for the long weekend, and I'm here joined alongside Alex Parr and Justin Hykel. I'm going to bring in the boys in just a few moments to get through the usual introduction portion of the show. You're listening to the show on thegamesportshow.com, thegamesportshow.podbean.com, or through our Scott Neeson YouTube channel, or you may have been directed here through one of our social media pages, Facebook or Instagram at The Game Sports Show. And as I mentioned, we're inside here at the Brewhouse in Northern Superior Brewing Company. Next week, it's going to be official that we are going to be outside at Pier 55. We're going to be outside at Pier 55, and that'll be on Sunday at 12 o'clock noon is the expected time. Please keep an eye on our social media pages, and also keep track of your ears being cleaned and listening to the show when we talk about it. Now, without further ado, I want to say thank you to Scott Nason, who's going to be our main board operator tonight, as I am the board operator tonight. Dave McCaig taking a second night in board operations here tonight, but Scott Nason will be doing the final observe and edit to make sure I didn't make an absolute joke of myself with the editing. I want to say thanks to Blake Winter and the Northern Superior Brewing staff, as the great hospitality, as always. We've got a private party here inside Northern Superior Brewing Company here today. That's why we're put inside the brew house, and it's a little bit hotter in the brew house than it is inside the actual tap room. But you know what? It's still, nonetheless, we all get to enjoy some great beer from Northern Superior Brewing Company, where it's a northern thing. And I'm very excited to be outside at Pier 55 starting next week. Obviously, that is weather permitting, and if it does rain, we'll be pushed back inside the studio here, I call it, at Northern Superior Brewing Company, the tap room or the brew house. This is our studio for Thursdays. You can listen to previous editions of the show. We had our show Monday from the Wicked Sister and inside Eagle 95.1 studios. Myself, Scott, EJ, and Butch. On Tuesday, we were on ONNTV with Sue Online, myself, Alex Parr, and Justin Hykel. Last night, myself, Justin Hykel, and Jamie Antonello were at Sports Center Bar and Grill, the Sioux's best sports bar 3 years in a row. And then obviously tonight, as I mentioned, inside Northern Superior Brewing Company, inside the Brewhouse. Make sure you follow us on Podbean or our social media pages and keep track on our website. We have a lot of big news coming. And no, not just the Pier 55 going outside next week. We've got some more big news coming for the Game Sports Show. We obviously had some big news with our new-ish partnership already with Sue Online and ONNTV, but we're even going to grow from that, and we're very excited to what our future announcements will bring. And we also plan to have our contest giveaway next week. As you can remember, our last contest giveaway was back in April. Then, unfortunately, I was away for approximately 6 weeks, and getting back into the swing of things, we will have a contest giveaway starting next week, and I will announce that on the ONNTV show quickly and how you can get details to enter the contest. Now, without further ado, I'm going to bring in the fellas first. Alex Parr. How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing well. I'm a lot less prepared than the first time, so if I impressed you on the first podcast, well, I think I set the bar a little too high.
No, you did good. And now, especially you on television, you're obviously a natural. It's like you work there.
Oh, please don't. Stop. Please.
Justin Hykel, the one and only, my friend, with me since 2015 on the show. You're a relic on the show with me, my friend. How are you?
I'm like a pair of old socks. Just
that haven't ripped yet.
No, just kicking around. Old Faithful, I
Old
guess.
Faithful. Is it like your Ford F-150 out there, Old Faithful? It's not old, though,
It's like your Ford F-150 out there.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I believe
Moving up in the world.
Yes. I sold my 2014 Dodge Ram to get out of money issues, to be totally honest, to get into a better spot, because according to some plans with the show, we have some plans, and a part of those plans is to get an in-home studio for yours truly, and I won't spoil anything further from that. Now, fellas, we got an action-packed agenda as always. We got to talk about some local recap in terms of the CHL Import draft, where the Hounds made a very good selection, in my opinion. And also, we'll just have some basic discussion. And going into the second part of the show, we're going to talk the NHL. A lot of things happened in the National Hockey League. Roberto Luongo retiring, Patrick Marleau being bought out, and obviously Eric Haula getting traded to the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, Mitch Marner, things are just absolutely skyrocketed even worse. I read comments today, and I'm starting to get peed off at Leaf fans a little bit here. I don't know what the heck is going on. I don't know what's taking Dubas so long. I think, but obviously he knows what he's doing. I'm not doubting what he's doing. So we're going to talk about that. And in part 3, we're going to have some more roundtable discussion in terms of Major League Baseball with the Toronto Blue Jays, especially with Marcus Stroman, Didn't like his comments, basically, to be honest. It seems like it's a matter of time before he gets traded from the Toronto Blue Jays. Then we might, if we have time, get into some bonus topics about some basketball and some Olympic breakdancing and maybe even girls soccer to conclude the show in our bonus topics on the roundtable to end the show. So without further ado, let's jump into the show, fellas, with the OHL Import Drafts. Dave McCaig alongside Alex Parr and Justin Hykel inside the Brewhouse in Northern Superior Brewing Company, where it is a northern thing. Nick Malik got drafted by the Hounds, and he went 50th overall, Nick Malik. He's a goalie. He's a Czech goaltender, but he has some North Americanized, let's say, growth in him because his dad is Marek Malik.
The New York Ranger legend.
The New York Ranger legend himself, the guy who went through his legs in the 15th round in the NHL in a shootout.
First year it was introduced, I believe.
Yes.
I remember that commentator, that call, just Malik.
Oh, Malik. And then he had the arm up like this, the crowd after.
Yeah.
The Statue of Liberty, I think, is kind of what he was going for. Justin, young kid. These 2002s are getting drafted. I'm a 91. I'm not going to throw your age under the bus. I know you're a little bit older than I am. And Scott, I apologize in advance. I know you're a little bit older. You're as well. Alex, you're younger than I am, so we got a good little mix inside the show here. But you know what? 2002s are getting drafted now, my friend.
I know that's kind of crazy. It's throwing me off a little bit. I mean, that's to me, it's still like he's like a young pup still. He's playing like Timbits. You know what I mean? Like going to like.
Remember being 16, 17 and seeing kids on the ice? That's what that was. When we were 16, almost, because I guess that's 11 years younger than what we are. So basically when I was, you played Timbits around 4 and 5. So I was 16 years old. Alex, I think you're close to that as well. Or
I'm 21 right now.
You're 21 right now. So, and Heiko, you're close. You were closer
like
to 20.
75. So.
So the kids that we were watching when we were at Hound games when we were 16 years old, those are the kids that just got drafted today. Basically, when you think of that. So Nick Malik, though, getting drafted, goaltender. You know, we did draft a goalie that had some Swedish, I just spoiled it there, some European ties before. His name was Robin Lehner. I think that really worked out for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. I remember doing the camp with the Hounds, and he was the only goalie I didn't score on. He was absolutely stellar. And hopefully if this kid turns out like Robin Lehner sort of did here with the Hounds, despite how the Hounds did as a team when he was here, I think it's a completely different atmosphere and locker room. But this kid has potential. Justin.
I mean, it seems like the Hounds have a really good knack for getting goaltending.
And look at Jaromir Pitlick. They got some. They know how to draft.
Goodness.
They know how to draft.
And just the history over time too. I mean, they're able to draft these players and then develop them. I mean, we got to do some research, maybe bring it back to the table next week, but to see how many Greyhound goalies have either played in the NHL or are playing. I mean, because I know like this season, you'd think Robin Lehner, Jack Campbell was getting some time in LA. I mean, I don't know that there's many other ones.
Well, you
right
got
now.
Matt Murray, who's won a cup.
Couple cups.
Yeah,
Couple-
sorry.
yes, sir,
that's
couple
that's
cups.
a big one right there that I left out.
That's fine. That's fine. You're allowed. You're allowed
Well,
to do
no,
that.
I was thinking the Ray Emery train, but I mean that's not, you know.
Yeah, Ray,
R.I.P. to the
yeah,
big guy.
yeah, it definitely was. I'll never forget the picture with him fighting.
Buffalo.
Yeah,
goalie?
Buffalo. Was it
Buffalo.
Martin Biron?
I
think
believe
it was
so,
Biron.
yeah.
He was
Yeah.
fighting. You know what I find interesting though, going back to the draft, how teams can pass. Like the 67s passed on their pick, and that was the 58th pick.
Why?
You know, you're basically giving up a free talent. Now, there are stipulations on how many imports you can have and all that, but you got to think you bring in the rights. You can always trade those rights for an OHL draft pick, which you bring in one of those players, and maybe that player turns out to be a Jeff Carter that, yes, was not a 15th. I'm not saying that he was, but you never know what the type of talent could turn out to be. Or based on the rules, if you have to trade for another import pick, maybe you draft an import that you actually want to draft. And another team that passed up a 21st pick, Victoriaville Tigers. You know, I don't understand why pass, but we're also not in the seats of the management.
Right. I mean, especially on a pick so high, 21st overall, that's a pretty high pick for the CHL Import draft. And bringing it back to Jaromir Pitlick, too. What I don't think that guy gets enough love. I know I'm transitioning back to the Greyhounds here, but from the first game I saw him step out on the ice, I'm like, superstar. That guy is going to do
he's going to be a first-round pick this year, I think.
Oh, my goodness.
I really think if he's not a first, he's definitely a high second. If he's not a high second, anyone to get him mid-second rounder, you are stealing him.
The only thing I'd like to see him work on is his quickness. He's a little bit faster, but he's got the size. He knows where to be. He's got shot, pass.
How about him and Cole McCaig this year together? Let's figure that
Light it up, boys.
like Cole McCaig. And we've talked about it on Tuesday how upset. We actually had a comment on our show.
We did.
About Cole McCaig not getting drafted, and he will prove people wrong. That kid comes from good blood, good family. I know that's not really hockey related, but he's a dedicated individual. He's a dedicated athlete. He had over 60 points this year playing with guys and likes of Barrett Hayton and also Morgan Frost. Now, Barrett Hayton, we would presume, might end up in Arizona this year. It depends. I hope that he comes back. And if he comes back and the Hounds have success, then he'll stay. But at least if he doesn't, if we trade him, then we're going to get a lot of value for Barrett Hayton. Let me tell you that right now. I'm expecting Cole McCaig, back to that, to step up as a leader in the locker room. It's his third year in the league.
Hometown boy.
And a hometown boy. Fan favorite.
Yep.
He had a great year last year, I felt. People say that he had some inconsistencies. Listen, that's the development of a hockey player. And for him not to get drafted, and that's not any offense to Laguerre.
No.
That little French little enthusiasm. Or Nick Porco. Okay, Nick Porco, Sioux native, gets drafted. Love it. Cole McCaig not. Justin, I think, is disappointing.
It's definitely disappointing, but it gives him one hell of a chip to have on his shoulder going into the season.
One hell of a chip.
And you know what? I think that it should skyrocket his draft stock going into next year.
And I'm hoping that when we are able to figure out a time and place to get him on the show this summer, I'd love to see what he's thinking. I imagine he's going to be very professional about it, as all athletes are and as you'd expect, but I'm sure deep down he just shakes his head.
Well, you know what? In the grand scheme of things, he's given himself an opportunity to get paid. He's got one more year to develop, one more year to get better, get bigger, get faster, a whole other year to add to the stat sheet, go into the draft, and get yourself bumped up around.
And see, the import draft is always very interesting because you never know how these talents are going to turn out. And to wrap up the import draft kind of things, Hounds made a good pick. Goaltending, it's imperative to have a pivotal goaltending in net. Pivotal. Holy, pivotal.
Get it out.
There we go.
Proud of you.
That's kind of a like a little, let's just say, coincidence to say with hockey. Pivotal.
That's a stretch.
Yes. Big stretch. You got to stretch when you play, too.
Boo.
Boom. Awful. No. Not liking that?
No.
Now, I'm going to get comments and ask where the Pilon twins are. I didn't mention this at the top because I was going to keep it out, but I'm going to put it in. Darian and Drake were expected to be here tonight. They were expected to be here, but they actually are not right now. I have not really heard. I'm not sure where they are. Hopefully everything is okay with them. We did have them we did want to have them on Tuesday, but they had to do a last-minute cancellation on Tuesday as well. So I'm hoping to get the Pilon twins on sometime again later this summer. We've had some schedule conflicts this week. Hopefully we're able to fix it up to get them on because they would be an absolute hoot to have on this show. So hopefully we're able to work that out. So sorry to any listeners that we're expecting to hear with the Pilon twins today and listeners that we're expecting and viewers expecting to hear them on Tuesdays. We will make it up to you, I promise. We've never not made a promise that we didn't keep here on the show. That's one thing we can definitely say.
Maybe they fell into Bay Street.
Yeah.
Gone.
Wow, that's a bit of a show coming down there right now.
See, now the thing I want to jump into with local development camps are going on for youth. If you have any kind of issues in terms of looking for hockey camp or getting some playing time, reach out to individuals like Dominic DeLuca with the Hockey Driven development camp. We're hoping to have Dom on sometime this month as well to get some promotion there for the hockey development camp. He has guys like Colin Miller. A lot of the NHL guys go out there. Colin, who we plan to have on second week in July through the radio portion. He's got his house renovations. He wants to stick to being low-key on the radio side and not show his face, I guess. I keep bugging him for that. But we have him coming on, but tying it back to the local side with Dom. Did a lot for this community for hockey camps. Jamie Henderson as well has a lot of connections that he can direct you in terms of getting some hockey camp involvement. And also is always stuff you can do in terms of hockey training. And if you reach out to myself or anyone here on the Game Sports Show, we can direct you to some contacts as well if you're looking to better yourself. If you'd like to maybe have your name called one day in the OHL draft.
Or not called and go to a camp.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
Nothing wrong going on to camp being a walk-on. Oh, yeah, who was a walk-on? That's a right-hand defenseman playing for the Vegas Golden Knights. I forgot.
What's his name?
Yeah, I forget his name. Colin Miller, I think is his name. Yeah, I think that's his name.
Oh, you mean NHL superstar Colin Miller?
Yeah,
I know that guy.
That guy. Dave McCaig alongside Alex Parr, Justin Hykel. This is part 1 of the Game Sports Show. I want to give a shout out to the Sault Thunderbirds. Another proud partner with the Game Sports Show. Follow them on Facebook at Sault Thunderbirds. Trevor Zachary does a great job of promoting that team and being the GM there with the team. And obviously, he was a big part in transitioning us from Boston Pizza to here at Northern Superior Brewing Company. So definitely give the Thunderbirds a follow for sure. And also the midget program with the Sault Midget Greyhounds. They're now recalled with that. So the last topic I want to get to, though, with the local discussion is something that we talked about on Tuesday. And we're going to expand on it right now. We've talked about this. I looked it up. Once in 2016, twice in 2017. And we talked about it 3 times last year. Quickly. We never had an elaborate segment, or we're not going to have an elaborate segment. I'd say we're going to have a 20-minute talk here, but we're going to talk next handful to just under 10 minutes about the arena situation in Sault Ste. Marie. We talked about it on Tuesday, where now we know that the McMeekin is going to be closing. The plan is pending approval, or it is approved, I believe.
Approved, yep.
It is approved to have the twin pad. Now, the twin pad situation is something that we've actually mentioned in the 2017 show, is where we actually first mentioned it, and how that should be a thing. Because the twin pad, you need to have a new facility here in Sault Ste. Marie. The John Rhodes, the city is just about to pay off that, about the John Rhodes Community Center. The twin pad is success. It's always busy, but the flaws of that arena is that I don't think it is built for junior hockey. I don't think that it's built to hold a lot of fans that it should. The Sault Thunderbirds also don't get over 5 to 1,000 a game anyways. When you have the Sault Thunderbirds play at the GFL Memorial Gardens, they actually have to close off sections because they don't get that amount of fans to watch, which is normal. The highest crowd that most junior teams got that I've actually played under was one of them in North Bay, was 3,900 that we played under in North Bay. And they always packed the gardens in North Bay. The Polar Stadium is the next arena. That is the arena. You want to build an arena, that's what you look at. Not the age right now, because that's where they had the original Detroit Red Wings camps. I hope they do these twin pads where they have, as Justin said on Tuesday, circular seating around. And I think you got to bring in a Sault Thunderbirds team to that locker room in that facility.
Would me telling you that they have 300 to 500 seats planned for each rink take away from that idea at all?
Yes.
That is their plan right now. 300 to 500 for both pads.
If anyone's, I know it's bad radio, but Justin and I are very much shaking our heads, and that is the plan. That is right. That's what I was told. But plans can always be changed, and hopefully someone listens to this and puts that plan through, because I don't know what they're planning, because the Rankin seats what Blind River seats. It's almost the same as in Blind River. It's the same seating structure, and they just get about 750 to 1,000 is what you can cram inside the Rankin. That's cramming, okay? Blind River is the same thing. I've seen Blind River sold out with the Beavers. The Beavers get 1,000, basically on a good sellout crowd. And I'll probably get corrected if I'm incorrect with that, but from what I remember playing there and coaching there, that's what it was. The Sault Thunderbirds, I've seen the John Rhodes packed from the North Stars when they were here, from the Sault Thunderbirds being when they actually got over 300 plus a game. Now they can't even crack that as much as they should. And I'm not dissing the Thunderbirds for that. That's not the Thunderbirds' fault at all. That's the community's fault for not getting out to go watch the games. I'm not sure what the issue is, if it's ticket pricing, because I think the tickets are fairly priced. The talent is there. Obviously, they made the finals this year. They need, though, to go back to what I'm saying with the rinks, is they need to have something with circular seating like Kirkland Lake has. You can fit 1,500 or 1,000 to 1,500, even 1,000 in a circular formation. You have 5 rows. At least it's circular. At least it has that presence.
Well, it's just to have some people behind the benches, just to, give the players a little extra oomph.
You have guys giving them, like, it's that involvement in the game that is just, for some reason, I just doubt what the city is going to do with this rink. I have very high belief that they're not going to do it right. I'm just saying, based on past history, look at the Gardens. The Gardens can't even get a Memorial Cup here because we can't sit enough people. We got an All Star Game here. John Tavares was here for that.
Lots of people were there for that game.
Lots of people were there. And
we got the Super Series.
Yes, we did get that. So we did get some events, but I want the Memorial Cup here.
We all do.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a pipe dream at this point.
Would it have been if they built the stadium right? Arena?
No.
Stadium.
Well, yeah. I mean, even like there was that talk of, putting the extra boxes up top and yada yada to bump up the capacity. But
love the box. I sat in a couple box seats this year with Dustin, our Molson and a representative, and also I know we're on our Superior show, but definitely give Dustin love. I know that's allowed to do, but also Dustin, an analyst here on the Game Sports Show. The box seats are beautiful at the Hound games. I think they did that pretty well, but they could have added another top row or two of each seat, and they could have at least been able to qualify to get those big tickets. Because you know what you get? It's a very simple city philosophy. You bring something like the Memorial Gardens here, which means you bring talent here. When you bring talent here, you inspire young kids to grow. People like Jeff Carter, I remember watching Jeff Carter. I love going down the right side, sniping top jet from the top of the circle. Not that I did that a lot. But the point of the story is you bring in that talent. Oh, this team's hosting Memorial Cup. They recruit, or they sign and trade. You bring in that. When you bring in that and you have the Memorial Cup, you know what else all that brings? Something called money. And the money to this city is something that, you know what, the money that we got with the Scotties, I think we had the Scotties here, top of my head, the Scotties, that brought in one of the most highest revenues in terms of sports, I think, when we had some curling. And it wasn't even that good in terms of attendance that it should have been.
Finals
which is the finals were, but it was throughout the whole tournament. That's something you got to watch and go out and enjoy. That's the top curling talent in the province.
In fairness to some of them not being sold out, I mean, getting out for a curling match at 10 a.m. on Monday is a little tricky too.
So the time is also an issue,
the
too.
scheduling's an issue, but I mean, like you said, the finals were sold out. I'm assuming the playoffs were sold out. All the primetime events were, jam-packed.
But that's the problem, though, is that they don't have – I'm not doubting any leadership either, because I know you get a lot of pinpoint a lot when you say the wrong things through radio or television. So I'm making sure I'm trying to say the right things, because off-air I might say some things that are different. But when the city has the ability to enhance – the total community involvement with having that arena, you have to do it right, and they didn't do the Gardens right. It looks beautiful outside, and this twin pad, going back to what I was saying, happy that they're doing a new pad, but you got to have teams like the Thunderbirds got to get their own rink. The Midget AAA, they have their own rink. The Bantam AAAs, they have their own rink. The John Rhodes Community Center can hold the Bantams and Midgets. The Rankin, you can fit in something, but the Thunderbirds should be in this new twin pad. That's where the Sioux Thunderbirds Junior A team should be. The Hounds are with the GFL Memorial Gardens, obviously. High school hockey is purely played at the other pad at the John Rhodes or the Rankin Community Center. The Rankin Arena, to get the exact name. I like the Rankin. And I know that's kind of a different area, but the Rankin has good seating as well, and they have good amount of ice time available for that. Men's league hockey, wherever your convener suits you, that's where you play in men's league. So I don't really care about men's league. Each team has to have its own rink because it sends that credibility, that prestige for the organization. The Sioux was Hockey Town when I was younger, when you were younger, Alex and Justin, I'm pointing at. And also you, the listeners, if you're in 15 and under, you may not understand what I'm saying as much, but the Sioux as a hockey town, we didn't lose a fucking thing. We did not lose. There was not a thing. It was embarrassing what we were doing to teams. We used to get 15 goals a game and hold up in the third period. I'm not saying that we got to get to that level again, but there's a reason why we're not that level. Hockey's too expensive. Players, there's no jobs. People are leaving the Sioux. Our generation is leaving Sault Ste. Marie because there's no jobs. There's no growth. There's nothing that's exciting it, and I'm not putting down the Sioux, like I said. Maybe a little bit there I did. But there's got to be something to bring the community. And they messed up with the Gardens. I hope they don't mess up with these pads.
Would you be opposed to the two pads giving more seats to one and making it more of the rink and having another one off to the side, maybe for younger teams, for just practicing, and then having that one ideal rink in the arena?
Well, that's kind of where my train of thought was with it, where you have one rink that's kind of set up as a a middle of the pack where it's not like your AAA like the GFL downtown, but it's that's what it is. That's our AAA option in town here. That's the best. That's the cream of the crop as far as rinks go in town. So you'd have something that's
even the Junior A.
Like
The Junior, you can't put the Junior A Thunderbirds there either because they don't get fans.
No, but if you had one rink that you had full surround seating in, maybe it was 1,000 seats, maybe, or capability of up to. By adding bleachers in the corner or something like that, you know what I mean? But just have one side that's bigger than the other so you can give the Thunderbirds a home ice feel. Like, you know how shitty it's got to be to share your locker room? You know, like
you're talking to AAA teams. Junior
like,
Thunderbirds don't. They don't share the locker room already at the roads.
No, but you know what I mean?
Yes,
like just, You don't really have a place that's yours.
No, you don't. The Sault Thunderbirds, I'm saying them not getting listed. I'm not saying that it's the Thunderbirds' fault. I'll keep stressing that. Their marketing and the teams that they have right now are just absolutely top-notch. And they have the team. People got to get out and support them. And maybe they don't because it conflicts with Hounds before. Or they just don't want to go out. Or they just don't like the atmosphere at the John Rhodes Community Center. Who knows what it may be. Okay, but when you have teams up north where the only team that they have is that Junior A team, that is almost how you have to bring that perspective here. Every other junior rank can seat those 750 to 1,000 almost comfortably. The John Rhodes doesn't. You're sitting on a bench leaning up against a wall, or you're sitting on a bench against somebody's legs. Or you're standing on the glass, and you're staring there and it's just crowded as it is. The dads are standing, the moms and the kids are sitting, and everyone's bleeding, everyone's crying. The seating situation, individual seats, circular arena, and Alex, you nailed it. Why not do something that is bigger capacity on the one rink? The other rink can be used for House League SMHA. SMHA uses the GFL Memorial Gardens. Why not use this West End Community Center if that's where it's going? I'm throwing a name out there.
It's at where the
McMeekin is. So it's going to be in the West End. And
do you think location's a problem there, though? Because there's when you're looking at the Pee Wee and the more central ones, you've got hotels within a stone's throw, right?
The Pee Wee, I love the Pee Wee. Too bad the ice is small.
It's a 5-minute drive to
the Pee Wee's more comfortable
from the McMeekin, and it's a lot more easy in, easy out. As far as bus traffic goes, if you think logistically, that second line intersection there is set up to handle truck traffic going out to Flakeboard and the steel plant.
Very true.
So the intersection's a little better built. I mean, now downtown you're on the highway there, but it's hard to get my truck in and out of that parking lot if it's busy on Saturday morning. Now imagine trying to pull a bus in there. I wouldn't want to
the Pee Wee, it's very hard. Now the
Pee Wee's tight too.
Pee Wee needs to be just a Pee Wee hockey league that was built for. That's what it's built for. And it's perfect for that. Love that. The Pee Wee has its restaurant upstairs. It's got the setup. The Pee Wee's perfect for what it does. That's literally the most perfectly situated rink for what it's meant to do. The Roads, they got a good bar upstairs with Icebreakers, one of our sponsors here on the Game Sports Show. But I will say that the location, I don't think, will be an issue because of as Justin mentioned, with the second line. And maybe that grows hotels to be in that area.
Well, I don't know that.
But it's not going to be that big of an influence. Maybe somebody will say, you know what? Maybe I'll put a nice hotel down there. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe there will be, like I said, maybe the canteen in there. It will be something great, too. It might make it want you to go.
It just helps expose a different end of town as well.
And I think they should have combined the West End Community Center with this new rink. It should be one big facility.
I think that makes the most sense.
This West End Community Center, Cora Library thing is turning into one of the biggest botch jobs in
They can keep the soccer fields and the football fields.
So beautiful.
Yeah, it's an amazing facility.
Football, you can do that. You combine the hockey rink in there. Now you got a prestigious facility. You got something that also creates jobs. More rink operators, office administration. Isn't that the plan? Not just to have a hockey rink because you want to develop the hockey side of things, because you want to make the Sioux a better place and a better community, help grow the community, right? Is that not the plan?
Well, I think it's just a matter of community pride. You want to have a rink that people from out of town are coming to see, and this is ours.
Yeah.
You don't have this in your town.
No, exactly. And you go to the Roads, okay, this is where the Bandits play. It's a pretty good rink. The junior team plays at the new West End Community. I'm just throwing a name out there right now. West End Community Center hockey rink. All right. Nice facility, good old locker room. Thunderbirds get the locker room painted in their colors. Then you go there and be like, you have kids, okay? You get kids that are playing Pee-wee, Adam, all those leagues, and they get a little fun tour of the Thunderbirds locker room. Oh, I want to play here one day. Well, they do that kind of already, but imagine doing that if the facility was dedicated, that one room, not the rink, the room was dedicated to them. It's that prestige stature.
It's something to set them apart. And, people from out of town come and see that. And it's, it's something that players from out of town see that here, and it wants that, draws them here.
Maybe they move here to play.
It's better.
Maybe families, if it creates jobs and the ferrochrome plant is opening up.
Well, I think
that's going to create jobs too.
We're still like 7 years out on that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying down the road,
Yeah.
you gotta, when you're building a business and a brand, you got to think of something down the road that's going to succeed. Thunderbirds have had a good name since I can remember, okay? They've been the top in the NOJHL since I can remember. People forget, the Hounds call up from the NOJHL. The NOJHL was like, oh, the league is not as good as the leagues down south. You know what? You're right. It wasn't. When I was there especially, it was not. This league is fast now. It is something. It's better than what it's ever been. The talent is amazing there, okay? This league needs to be represented in the right way, and that the NOJHL is doing what it can. It needs to have that respect. But from that point, you need to have the rink set made for the Thunderbirds, a new home, a new start. From a continued prestige already. That's kind of my point. Final thoughts?
I mean, it's going to be nice to have a rink in the West End, something newer, a little more modern.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're not going to hear kids making fun of the Pepsi can shower head in the locker room and the one shower. And, that's...
the McMeekin it's 52.
If you said that with confidence, I'd believe you.
Yeah,
52 years old? Yeah. Okay, sure.
I think.
I feel like the McMeekin's been there probably longer than Cora.
Be close. Right.
I think that at the end of the day, you have something in place for potential, and the city needs to grow it.
Yeah, and it would be nice to see the West End.
And I'm just giving an example of it,
Yeah.
okay? There could be a lot of different things.
It would be nice to see a little bit more activity going on in the West End. Like, the WEC Center was a good start. Let's see what these pads do. These pads do.
We went 12 minutes overtime in this segment, but guess who the board operator is? I guess I won't be as mad. Sorry, Scott, for the final edit. But Dave McCaig alongside Justin Hykel and Alex Parr. Just getting word, actually, that the Pilon twins will not be in here. They have to deal with some personal issues. So all my best to that with the Pilons.
Yeah, thoughts out to them for sure.
But I'm also getting word of something else in terms of Scott, but I'll mention that after the break as we're getting pushed for time here. And so the Pilon twins, though, will not be on the show here tonight, but we will reschedule that and get them on for sure in the very, 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 very near future. Dave McCaig, Justin Hykel, Alex Parr, Brewhouse, Northern Superior Brewing Company. It's a northern thing, and it's getting lively here. We got people yelling in the background, yelling, hoo-hoo. I don't know if anyone heard that in the background.
Party time.
It's party time, Northern Superior. Come on down. Even though it's a private party here, I don't think you cannot just come and say hi and maybe have a quick beer, buy a growler, buy a keg. Canada long weekend. You buy those kegs, get drinking. I know I'll be getting to that this weekend.
Ooh, long weekend. Let's
appropriately,
go, boys.
though.
Responsibly.
Yeah, there's the term I was looking
Keys
for.
are going up.
As the one and only Blake Winter comes by, asks if we want a beer, we absolutely would like a refill from the one and only Blake Winter. Dave McCaig, again, Justin Hykel, Alex Parr, Northern Superior Brewing Company. Twin Stews' only local regional national sports show. Take a break. Don't go anywhere. The Game Sports Show is pleased to shout out a partner, additional home, and sponsor to Northern Superior Brewing Company, located on 50 Pym Street in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Northern Superior Brewing Company having a strong presence locally with many beers to offer. With much involvement in the community of Sault Ste. Marie, Northern has a sport and friendly-like atmosphere within its tap room, and during the summer months, it is a must to visit Pier 55 to enjoy some delicious food, amazing view of the water, and view of the Bush Pulling Museum right on the cusp of the Hub Trail, and of course, all of that down with a delicious brew from Northern Superior. Northern Superior Brewing Brewing Company. It's a northern thing.
If you are looking for the best bang for your buck this 4th of July, make sure you check out Shebop's Fireworks this holiday season. Shebop's Fireworks is conveniently located behind Art Van and in front of Walmart just off the I-75 Business Spur in Sioux, Michigan. Shebop's Fireworks hand selects all their fireworks for higher quality and lower prices. They have specials going on right now that will beat any competitor's prices. Their 5-inch shell are up to $25 cheaper than any competitor. And Shebop's Fireworks have a wide selection of fireworks, fuller and more colorful than anywhere else. Shebop's Fireworks are open now through July 15th from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. daily. Shebop, the former owner of the other tent, came over to Shebop Fireworks because of his desire to serve the customers better. Shebop and his experienced and friendly sales staff will work with you on any budget to help you select the best fireworks for 4th of July or any special occasion. Looking to make a real bang on the 4th of July? Head to Shebop Fireworks, located behind Art Van and in front of Walmart in Sioux, Michigan. Just look for the big white tent, open daily through July 15th, 8 a.m. until 10 p.m.
You can follow The Game Sports Show on Facebook and Instagram at The Game Sports Show.
This is Andy Frost, and you are tuned into the only regional sports show in the Twin Saults, The Game Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Game Sports Show, the Twin Saults' only local, regional, and national sports show. Dave McCaig, Justin Hykel, Alex Parr inside the Brewhouse at Northern Superior Brewing Company, enjoying some delicious brews from Northern Superior. Fellas, good action-packed talk in the introduction. The 15 to 20-minute introduction only expanded to 33 minutes. Whoops. That's the best thing about podcasts. And when Dave McCaig's your board operator tonight, we get to expand the times. I'm sorry to the main editors out there. It's going to be fun tonight. That's what I said before the show. We're going to make sure we keep it fun. Second part of the show, we're going to be talking about NHL updates, rumors, and all the fun stuff in the National Hockey League. Now, I know getting to the beauty of it, I want to start with Mitch Marner.
I knew it. I could see it in your face.
I'm going to start with Mitch Marner.
Basically, segment 2 is vent about the Mitch Marner situation.
It is. I read comments today about Toronto fans. Toronto fans got to shut your mouth out there. I got to say it right now. The best thing about doing the podcast radio side of the show opposed to TV side, I want to be a bit more vocal because the time that we have available to be with some of the comments that I've read or some research that I see. And to give you my quick little recap about what I read today, because everyone says, oh, let Marner walk. Let him be a suck. He's a suck. He doesn't want to be here. Let him go. He doesn't want to be a part of this team. Let him go. Oh, is Lou Lamoriello going to give him an offer sheet? Listen, Mitch Marner wants to be a Leaf, but Mitch Marner wants to get paid. Mitch Marner was a better effect on the team than Austin Matthews was this year. I'm sorry. Austin Matthews was hurt. Who stepped up? Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner did. Without Mitch Marner, this team wouldn't have even probably made the postseason. Montreal would have maybe beat us. I'm just saying that I don't know if they would have. 94 points is a lot of points to switch out. I'm being very real. Montreal, don't forget the Leafs went on a slide at the end. Mitch Marner, if you look at their little winning streak that they had at the beginning of the year, who had the most points? Matthews and Marner. Matthews goes down. When Matthews went down, who led the team in points? Mitch Marner. So let me say, Mitch Marner, is he worth $11 million? Is he worth Patrick Kane money? You're fucking right, he is. I'm saying that right now, he is. He might end up better than Patrick Kane. You never know. Patrick Kane has three Stanley Cups, I believe is what he has in Chicago. 3 Stanley Cups, top of my head. He is literally a younger clone, of Patrick Kane. But a Canadian version of Patrick Kane. And Mitch Marner grew up a Leaf fan. John Tavares grew up a Leaf fan. Tavares signed in Toronto with the promise of having a very competitive team and probably having Mitch Marner there to be like, here you go. And how many goals Tavares had? Over 40 goals again this year. Had over 80 points. My point, my little vent is, you want to sign Mitch Marner for 11, that is a lot. Matthews is getting more than Marner. I'm going to give a little explanation for listeners. Marner and Matthews are not going to be paid the same. Centers are at a premium. Okay? It's like buying a fully loaded truck to the one that's a step down. Okay? And not because Marner's a step down from Matthews. I'm talking about positional-wise premium. I'm going to go to that side. Centers are at a premium. Wingers are not as much at a premium as centers are. If you have Matthews and Tavares, you want to bring in top 2 centers, And you have Kadri as your third-line center, which is very good as well, or Nylander if he actually played like he did at the Worlds. But you have a center core like that. That's why they're going to cost you more. Matthews is making what he's making because he can get that on the open market because of his name, his talent, and him being a centerman. Mitch Marner hits the open market and gets offered $11 million from Toronto, and he said no because he wants shorter term. Sure. If you give him $11 million for 5 years and he said no, I'd be like, fine. I'm sorry, I want Mitch Marner back. He's worth what he's getting. Don't get me wrong. But I also don't want to be a team that's cap-fucked when I have Mitch Marner, Matthews, Tavares. Oh, and there's some Swede on there called William Nylander that's done not next to fuck all when he came back.
I don't know. I think I'm starting to get as sick of this year as the John Tavares stuff last year. Because, again, we could speculate all we want, but until, the Tavares thing last year, until July 1st, we don't know. As far as the Marner thing goes, you don't know that the Leafs have made their best offer to him. You don't know anything. We haven't heard a goddamn peep out of this aside from, report this, report that. No one wants to affix their name to anything, so it's really hard you got to take everything with a grain of salt. And Marner's camp's not doing this. Marner's camp doesn't like that. Marner said he's letting the agent, in mid-season, he's letting his agent do the talking. So,
and my thing is with the Leaf fans, the reason why I say shut up, because they're not Mitch Marner. Let all this, but that's what the media is doing.
Well,
they want listeners, they want viewers to give the comments. They're loving that. But the comments I see that Mitch Marner is a suck, etc. No, he is not a suck. He wants what he wants. He deserves what he wants, and he'll get what he wants.
But I think, not to cut you off, Alex. Sorry.
No, take it.
But
I cut you off. Sorry.
It's just, I think Mitch Marner is almost being the sacrificial lamb for the media not going off on the Kawhi thing in Toronto right now at the same time.
Oh my God!
Because that's a big deal. No one wants to ruffle Kawhi's feathers. You know what I mean? And Marner's a good old Toronto boy, so he's got to take one for the team. Essentially, is the attitude I think around the whole thing.
Alex,
it was so nice when the Raptors won the championship.
Oh, right, yes.
For a week, I didn't hear about Marner.
No,
I didn't hear about the Leafs. And as a
doesn't that make you think that it's bullshit, everything that's coming out, though, at the same time? After nothing came up at that point, but now things are coming up because people just want clickbait.
It's summer. They need something to talk about. They need something to run with. And like we've said before, the Leafs brass does not let anything trickle out. They're not going to let a peep of information go out because they don't. If you want to take a run at Marner and sign a winger for $11 million and give up 4 first-round picks, hey, man, that is a gamble.
Yeah. Would you even give that up? Oh, I guess you would for McDavid. People say that you wouldn't even give that up for McDavid. I read those comments,
I would give that up for McDavid.
100% I'd give that up for McDavid.
I would give that up for McDavid. McKinnon, maybe.
Oh, yep.
But anybody else?
Crosby? Would you do that for Crosby?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, eh?
Not anymore.
See, the big thing is with Marner, if you want to, it depends on the term and everything with the contract, but if Lou Lamoriello is the one thing, is he really going to offer sheet Marner, or if the Habs are going to?
Offer sheet him. He has to accept it before anything on the Leafs side.
And if he does, if it's anything $11 million under, the Leafs are obviously going to match it. But if the Leafs are like, we're going to get 4 first-round picks. Oh, now we can sign Artemi Panarin too then. There's wingers, there's people, maybe, or go sign Tyler Myers. Guys want I don't know why Myers wants $8 million, but that's another freaking problem. The guy's not even worth 6.
And for Leafs fans too, think about it. Last year, we had a team, but darn it, couldn't get past those pesky Bruins. Take that.
Darn it, again. Sorry.
Let's say that same Leafs team, minus Marner, but the money that can be spent on, say, 2 other assets. Plus, you've got 4 picks for rentals. Again, maybe pick up another a la Jake Muzzin kind of player, another 2 Jake Muzzins. You're kind of spreading that love out a little bit, and that kind of fills in the team a lot nicer. Is having Marner essential? Yes, that is obviously what number 1 priority has to be. But the Leafs, the sun will set and the sun will rise the next day, regardless if he's in blue and white or not.
Let me give you a couple examples, okay, with some players that are free agents, okay? Give you the flip side of the coin here. Justin, you can answer me right after. Flip side. you get offer sheeted, $11 million under, you match it, you have Marner coming back. Or you sign him for the term that he wants. Hopefully it's not above $11.2 million. So that's the one side you sign him. That's what I want. I'm a big Marner fan. I want him back. He's imperative to the team. So I want everyone to know that that's what I want. I want Toronto to sign him. So,
I would second that.
but let's go to the other side if something else happens. Let's say Lou Lamoriello or the Montreal Canadiens, which I just got a feeling about Montreal. I don't know why. Or even New Jersey. One of those teams is throwing an offer sheet. I don't know why, but that's just where my heart is. That's what's going to happen. Here, Mitch. Here's offer sheet for 6 years, 11.5. Let's just throw that, or 12. 11.5 to 12. Dubas can sit there and say, whoa, okay, I got a certain amount of time to answer and match.
A week.
A week. Mm-hmm. I have time to match. In this time, I can say, all right, I'm trading Zaitsev, open up that cap space. Zaitsev's gone. Then you got to fill a void for defenseman. You're calling Tyler Myers. Or you're signing him. You can, or you're seeing what you can get. So that's step one. But what you can do, like you just said, players that are available in free agency. Okay, I'm getting 4 first-round picks. There's players that are available that I could throw offer sheets at myself if I wanted to. If I wanted to, I'll get rid of my first and get other ones. Patrick Laine, Sebastian Aho, Jesse Puljujärvi,
Mikko Rantanen.
See, I'd be going after Brady Tkachuk.
Brady Tkachuk. There's guys that are out there, right? So you can really mess these teams. I know there's common courtesy and there's an unwritten rule that you want courtesy. Nah. Like Ratio said, no. I want to win a cup. I want to be that guy to win at the end. So, okay, maybe, all right, Mitch Marner wants to go. Maybe it's Montreal or the Islanders or the Jersey. Let's say it's the Islanders. They offer their 4 firsts for that. They fill the offer sheet. I still have my firsts. Toronto and the Islanders are going to finish the same. Not this year. We got rid of 2020 or 2021. Depends if it's a lottery pick, but we have to give up future ones.
It won't be a lottery pick.
But it won't be a lottery pick. So that's where it messes up, where we don't have the compensation to be able to offer sheet anybody. So now that we don't have that first, we might have to do something that doesn't involve throwing out a first, or we got to make a trade to get ours back. So that's where you can look. But going back to the offer sheet area, okay, you can look at doing an offer sheet yourself. That's the other thing. But that's not what I'm saying the Leafs should do. If someone says here's $11.5 million, you take Mitch Marner and you get 4 first-round picks. You go to the free agency and say, okay, who's available here? I got a couple names right here. Jeremy Panarin, I've already mentioned. Mats Zuccarello is available.
Oh, I would love Zuccarello.
Gustav Nyquist is available. Marcus Johansson's available. Oh, there's a veteran named Justin Williams that's available too. Okay,
That guy wins.
And that guy's Mr. Game 7, right? And he just lost a 40-year-old veteran who was getting overpaid to be there, and that was a really big dad in the locker room. So let's say you lose, right? You lose Mitch Marner.
Stepdaddy Justin Williams.
You go out and say, wow, and I traded Zaitsev. Oh, shit, now I got fucking $20 million in room almost, 18, 20. All right, so who do I want? Okay, Nyquist, do you want $5 million for 4 years? Here you go. Marcus Johansson, you want this? You can go out and fill out your winger side with some good, hard-working wingers. There's someone that's available that I want in Toronto. His name is Wayne Simmons. I've always wanted Wayne Simmons.
I don't. Even if we lost Marner, I don't know. And part of me, I feel dirty having this conversation because I think we're being those fans that we were criticizing earlier. But even.
My point is that there's people available if you lose Marner. Oh, that's what Alex was saying.
100%. But I just think there's enough in the pipeline to backfill the wingers. I mean, if you free up that much money, you've freed up big defense money to make a move.
That's what I'm thinking too.
And that's the third part that I was going to mention was defense.
That's been our Achilles heel, I think, for these last 3 early playoff bounces.
Your bottom 6 wingers include guys like Trevor Moore, Connor Brown, who on any given day I flip-flop on.
Yeah, but if we lost Marner, I am totally happy having Connor Brown.
You say
around.
We like you're a Leaf guy.
Yes,
I love that.
Again, I'm
I'd throw Trevor Moore on that first or second line.
You love Trevor Moore. I love
Trevor Moore.
We're all the same on.
He's full pedal down 24/7 on that ice. He's playing because he wants the spot and he wants to be there next year. Hopefully he doesn't get too complacent if he does make the team out of camp. You could pick up maybe a winger I'd say maybe just one. Give some of the younger guys a chance on the team. And then if Marner's gone and you've got $20 million, throw it at defense, somebody to help Anderson out, and get him a solid backup so I don't have to see Anderson play upwards of 65-plus again. That's ridiculous. He's not Andrew Raycroft. I'm not trying to kill him like we killed Andrew Raycroft.
Some goalies that are available. Mrazek's available. Varlamov's available. Mike Smith's available. Curtis McElhinney's back on the
Curtis
market.
Yeah,
McElhinney,
I was going to
would
say that too.
Yeah. Curtis McElhinney's back on the market. But again, the whole point is the whole flip side is you want Marner back, but there's 3 flips. You can maybe do an offer sheet yourself, or you let him go and you sign, or you go up through the pipeline and put the money towards D. But like I said, some wingers that are available, top, like I mentioned, Panarin, Pavelski, that's not going to happen, but just saying, Matt Zuccarello, Andreas Lee, Gustav Nyquist, Marcus Johansson, Justin Williams, Michael Furland, Wayne Simmons, Corey Perry, Ryan Dzingel, Derek Brassard, Brendan Perry, Alex Chason. Not saying those are top-tier wingers, but you lose Marner. You can go through the pipeline. You can also look at Panarin, Nyquist, and also Justin Williams.
Michael
to try to fill your
Furland.
board.
That was a name that was tossed around a
The
lot.
rumors.
That Leafs fans really, really wanted Michael Furland. Imagine we pick him up now on a cheap little deal, maybe $2-3 million.
Kasperi Kapanen money. 3 years, $3 million per.
That would be amazing. Leafs fans, I think, would throw a parade for the guy. We're just waiting for another one of those.
Yes, another parade.
Yeah, and I think Furland would, be that little rough and tough that we had. I was really thinking that the league was going in the softer, skilled, fast kind of way. But when I watched Boston kind of bully their way to the finals, and I watched St. Louis bully the Bullies in the finals too, there's still a lot of room for rough and tough, banging body hockey. Maybe
And that's why I'm a fan of Zach Kassian.
Yeah.
If I had a fourth line that consisted of Michael Furland, Trevor
Nazem
Moore.
Kadri.
No, Trevor Moore. I know
Okay.
you want him on top. I get it. But you put that energy, you put him on the fourth line,
Yeah.
and Zach Kassian. That is literally the dream fourth line. Then you give Connor Brown and Andreas Janssen or someone from the pipeline on that third line. Then your second line you round up with hopefully another big signing that you went to the Panarin round. We're giving a hypothetical here.
Yeah.
The whole point of this is that if you lose Marner, there is options. There are options that you can consider. So Leaf fans, though, I want you to know that me taking off the host hat, putting my fan hat on, Mitch Marner stays. Hopefully he does. Putting back my host hat on is that if he stays, hopefully it's feasible. If he doesn't, there are alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
Next couple things. Roberto Luongo.
Oh.
He wants to retire in a retirement home on the south side.
Oh.
And the way he did it, how beautiful was that? Putting the pads on the electrical line. Retires after he was a captain in Vancouver before. The Vancouver Canucks are on hold for $3 million of his contract for 3 years. Well, that sucks. Looks like you're not signing Tyler Myers anymore, eh, Vancouver? Roberto Luongo, great career.
I was upset, but it was in a selfish way. I love Roberto Luongo. What a personality for
What
the
a
game.
Twitter feed, right?
What a Twitter feed. You know what? I think I'm happier for him that he's going to leave the game with his smile still. He's not going to end up, playing for St. Louis for 13 games and putting a little stain on his career.
Martin Brodeur.
Just putting that out there. He's played to respectable levels still. Maybe he didn't steal enough games for the Panthers at times, but I wouldn't say he was a bad goalie for the Panthers by any means. So he didn't try to keep playing for that cup. He said, you know what? My career was good. Won Olympic gold medal. One of the best games in Canadian hockey history. I don't think anybody here would not be able to tell me where they were when Crosby scored that goal. Let Luongo retire happily. Happy for the guy. But I will miss him being a part of the game for sure.
Strombone. Justin?
I think he was huge in helping grow that team in Florida again and helping them reestablish themselves. Because
they're going to be active this offseason. Watch out for Florida.
It's been rough with the fan base there for a while.
Huh.
And his reemergence again in Florida after coming back from Vancouver again, he's really a community-based guy with the team there. There's a couple school shootings and stuff that helped again bring that team involvement, and you don't want to see that. But he was a lot more a community-based guy in Florida than he was in Vancouver. I think he kind of got a bit of a raw deal in Vancouver, so to say, and so did maybe Corey Schneider at the time.
Poor guy.
But I think
Jersey right now.
Those two had a pretty good run together as a tandem in Vancouver. There was a couple TSN skits that were hilarious.
Oh, they love it.
With those guys being 1 and 2, and but 19 years altogether. That's a heck of a time to play goalie in the NHL, and to be able to walk away on your own terms, like you touched on, Alex. None of that little tarnishment on your career afterwards. He decided he was done, and that's it. It's good for him.
He felt like he couldn't have performed to the ability that he could anymore, and he made the good decision in the long run. You will be missed in the game of hockey.
Hall of Famer?
Yes.
I think so.
I think so too.
Yes. And now the Panthers need a goalie. And what did I say 4 months ago? What did we say? Sergei Bobrovsky. There's the cap space.
I believe Panarin and him were set to talk. Was it to the Panthers, both of them?
Yeah, well, they have the same agent now.
Yep.
No way.
So
Bobrovsky will be a
Wow.
Panther, and I did say Panarin would be as well. So that kind of erases what I was saying about Marner. But I was just saying as examples. We're spitballing before, but real facts. Oh, yeah. The Panthers have some cap space now, and they're going to spend it, and they're going to try to get competitive. Patrick, speaking of buying out and money out, Patrick Marleau has been bought out by the Carolina Hurricanes after a trade by at least Carolina gets a first-round pick out of this buyouts. Another contract in the helm that did not work out in the game of hockey, but hey, it's the way it goes. Marleau had a great time in Toronto, and he was loved, and he was great for our young guys in Toronto. If you are a Toronto fan, Marleau, though, does this mean there's going to be a rejoinment with the San Jose Sharks?
I don't think he'll suit up for any other team at this point. He bleeds teal still.
Still think so, Justin?
I think he wants to go back to the Sharks. I think the Sharks got some serious maneuvering to be able to bring him back.
No, he'll sign real cheap. Look at his legs. It was hard to watch.
But
him
I
last
think
season.
still, like, the veteran minimum is close to $1 million. I think it's like $950,000.
You give him, he will get a $1.5 million deal on a one-year contract with the Sharks.
Yeah, I knew when the Leafs signed him for the 3 seasons that third season was going to hurt.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah,
First round pick gone.
I never know what that pick could turn out to be.
I mean, I think it hurts a little more just for Carolina and their negotiating abilities with Aho. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Aho is saying he wants, I think it was $8.5 million, and Carolina saying, well, we're a budget team, and then they take Patrick Marleau's contract, buy it out, and see you later.
Sebastian Aho, if he doesn't get 8.5, he deserves that.
I think so, too.
Mm-hmm.
See, now people are thinking, and we sat here chirping Dane, one of our analysts with the Game Sports Show, about the Leon Draisaitl contract. Wow, that doesn't look so bad, does it, right now?
Oh, yeah, no, I got to eat some crow on that because I shit all over him with that one.
Yeah,
I was
obviously
pretty mean
we
about
are
that.
fucking stupid saying that because the guy he's getting is unreal. So
evidently, I think Draisaitl is like a year-by-year basis. I think this time next year we'll reevaluate this again and see if it was a bad contract or a good contract.
Hey, man,
in
Kevin
2019.
Hayes is getting $7 million.
Oh.
$1.5 million less than Leon Draisaitl. You telling me Kevin Hayes is in the same fucking league as Leon Draisaitl?
And somewhere Nathan McKinnon slams his head in a door
6.9.
because Kevin Hayes makes more money
Nylander's
than
making
him.
the same as McKinnon. And Kevin Hayes is making more than William Nylander is.
Yeah.
I guess we aren't in such a bad situation if you're a Toronto fan, I guess, right?
Well, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, maybe Marner at 11, whatever.
It's better
A
than
couple years down the road isn't terrible.
No, that's right. People are always thinking of that. Now, Eric Holla got traded from the Vegas Golden Knights to the Carolina Hurricanes. Nicholas Roy going back the other way in that trade. So Vegas kind of moving out. I wonder if they're going to be active. But now you got to think they just spend a lot of money on Mark Stone. Colin Miller, listener, friend of the show and everything. We talk about him in terms of maybe potentially getting traded, especially to one team in the Ontario area. I wonder if they're going to be active on that trade front. Justin.
I think they got some cap maneuvering, a little more cap maneuvering to do before
Carlson just took a freaking discount, man, for $5.9 million. I think that's a deal for William Karlsson.
Well,
do
you think there's any coincidence, though, that there was 2 days worth of rumors of him getting traded to everyone under the sun, and then all of a sudden he signs to a friendly deal?
Think about this. Let's say you sign Aho for 7, you have William Karlsson for 6. That's $13 million. Marner makes, if you're paying Marner 11.5.
But that's not going to happen because they have between like Pacioretty and.
I'm not saying Marner's going to go there. I'm saying the money part of it.
Oh,
Would you rather have the Karlsson Aho duo, or spend that on Marner? But now you got to think Vegas can't get Aho, so we were not. I'm not saying that, but like the money, I think Karlsson took a discount, is what I'm saying. That's my whole point. He took a discount. If Kevin Hayes can get $7 million, William Karlsson gets $7.5 million.
Yeah,
easily.
If you're comparing like the Karlsson and
Kevin Hayes. Kevin Hayes. Sorry, Kevin Hayes. Unless you get 50 goals this year, I'll go out in the naked streets. I'll streak if you get 50 goals. Seriously, I'll say that on radio. I will streak if he gets 50 goals.
Okay.
I will streak. I will literally streak down Queen Street if he gets 50 goals.
I mean, some people got to score goals in Philly.
Sean Couturier, Claude Giroux,
Yeah.
Shane Gottesbear, Ivan Provorov, Nolan fucking Patrick, who's been an absolute bust to this point-ish. Love Nolan Patrick, though. I think he'd be...
I think that's a little rough to toss that out there now. I think Philly's kind of trying to accelerate development of some people, too. And
just throwing some salt on Philly's wound. I'm sorry.
well,
I apologize. I'm just...
Claude. Honestly, poor Claude.
I think
Hearst, Ontario native.
Yep.
Hearst, Ontario.
he's having a real bad end of a career, I think. I don't want to say end because we don't know that he's done or near done, but
How old is he now?
Get the age for you right now,
he's got to be 31, 32.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Like he's definitely on the back half of his career now, and Philly just hasn't done a lot to help him.
One of the most underrated guys in the
Like
league.
they've got money tied up in him.
31.
31. He's got a little bit of gas in the tank left.
I think Sean Couturier is a big part of that team. I think,
Yeah.
You got a Philly team that's trying to make those improvements, and they just brought in from San Jose Justin Braun,
Yep.
and they're making those moves that they can. So
I'd like to see them bring Simmons back, to be completely honest.
we might, because he's loved in that locker room and in the community. Dave McCaig alongside Justin Hykel, Alex Parr. That was some hockey discussion. The NHL free agency happens on July 1st, Monday. So next week on our Tuesday show, we'll have a planning, potentially an hour show. We don't know yet. For sure, a half hour. I can guarantee you that will be 100%. But hopefully an hour that we can talk NHL free agency. We'll talk about it lots next Thursday at Northern. So I'm going to go around the table and give you one name that's a free agent and give a prediction to where you think they're going to go. And I'm not going to give you the name. You choose a name, and you think where the player is going to go. Alex, I'm going to you first. Throwing you under the bus first.
Matt Duchene to Nashville.
Okay. Hykel.
See, I was going to say Matt Duchene to Montreal. So, I mean,
Do you want to do that?
well, that's
that
just
your
where
answer?
I'm at, yeah.
That's where your answer is?
I mean, the Nashville thing's interesting because he's a pretend country music star, but
Corey Perry to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
As a Leafs fan, yuck.
1
Gross.
year,
No. No.
$1.5 million.
no. As soon as I say this, it's going to make sense to everybody. The Pittsburgh Penguins.
So you're saying now you're changing your answer? Do you want to change
No,
your answer?
no. Well, you said Corey. Wow, I thought we were just talking about Corey Perry.
Oh, yeah, he's saying Corey Perry.
Like
to the
I think Corey
Penguins.
Yeah,
Perry's going
he-
to the Penguins. That's
That's not a bad assumption. I'm just
Wow.
going to say the veteran presence. I just think discounts.
I hope Dubas is smart enough to keep Perry as far away from the Leafs as possible. His time has come and gone. We don't need a replacement father on the team.
we don't need another Joffrey Lupul.
We don't need another guy who can't skate anymore.
Free agent. Free agent Joffrey Lupul.
Really?
Pretty sure he was a free agent last year.
Yes. Yeah. Joffrey Lupul.
That guy
Poor
could
guy.
not catch a break.
No, poor guy. I guess
Could
it
have had
sucks.
such a career.
Having $5 million a year, though, must suck in the bank account, eh, Joffrey? Jesus.
Well, he's frustrated. He wants to do what he was doing his whole life. He doesn't want to sit on the sidelines. He wants to play hockey.
Yeah, he's not anymore.
No, never will.
Brewhouse inside Northern Superior Brewing Company, the Game Sports Show, Twin Cities' only local regional national sports show. Quick break. When we come back, we got about 5 minutes left to talk about some baseball news, some topics, bonus topics. You're listening to the Twin Cities' only local regional national sports show. As I mentioned, the Game Sports Show. Don't go anywhere. The Game Sports Show is pleased to shout out a partner, additional home, and sponsor to Northern Superior Brewing Company, located on 50 Pym Street in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Northern Superior Brewing Company having a strong presence locally with many beers to offer. With much involvement in the community of Sault Ste. Marie, Northern has a sport and friendly-like atmosphere within its tap room, and during the summer months, it is a must to visit Pier 55 to enjoy some delicious food, amazing view of the water, and view of the Bush Pulling Museum, right on the cusp of the Hub Trail, and of course, all of that down with a delicious brew from Northern Superior. Northern Superior Brewing Company. It's a northern thing.
Hi, this is Paul Maurice from the Winnipeg Jets, and you're listening to the Game Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Game Sports Show, Twin Cities' only local regional national sports show. Powered by Northern Superior Brewing Company inside the tap room, and also powered by all of our sponsors. Northern Superior, as I mentioned, Sault Online, ONNTV, Sports Center Bar and Grill as well, and along with the sponsors that we have, very happy that you are a part of the show. And I want to mention on this third part, since I know we had a pretty intense topic to jump into, very time constraint, I wanted to save this part for the last part. My condolences out to Scott Nason, losing his grandmother today. Scott Nason, obviously a big part of the Game Sports Show, and obviously part of the show purely. The Game Sports Show wouldn't be where it is without Scott Nason. Scott Nason, who you hear on our Monday show, and also have you heard through Eagle 95.1, and also as you heard through the podcast that we have here in Sault Ontario as well. His grandmother has passed today, so I want to give my condolences on behalf of the Game Sports Show and myself, Alex, and Justin for that, as our condolences go out to yourself and your family for your loss today. So the part that we're going to jump into, third part, is baseball. So the starters were announced for the MLB All Star Game. Now it's been confirmed that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. will be in the Home Run Derby. Pretty excited about that. But American League, Gary Sanchez will be the catcher. First base, Carlos Santana. Second base, DJ LeMahieu from the Yankees. Third base, Alex Bregman from the Astros. Shortstop, Jorge Polanco from the Twins. Outfielders will be Mike Trout, George Springer, Michael Brantley, and also Hunter Pence will be the designated hitter in the starting lineup. National League will be Wilson Contreras from the Cubs, Freddie Freeman from the Braves, Kento Marte from the Diamondbacks, Nolan Arenado from the Colorado Rockies, Javier Baez from the Cubs, and outfielders will be Christian Yelich from the Brewers, Cody Bellinger from the Dodgers, and Ronald Osuna Jr. From the Atlanta Braves. That will be the All-Star starting lineup. Any surprises, fellas? Alex.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. being in the Home Run Derby. That is a surprise. He hasn't earned it. But it'll be fun to watch him just slug some meatballs. So.
Oh, he's going to slug a few, I think.
Yeah, so that's the highlight of the Blue Jay season, I guess.
That's, for me, I guess that's where I'm watching. And then, the Home Run Derby's pretty well it for me, though. I watch it every year. I do, however, like that the All-Star Game means something in MLB, but
yeah,
that's.
I think Canada's just mad at baseball. Just to watch the fallout of those Blue Jays, how great they were for that short amount of time.
2 years.
And then, here we are.
Everyone's on the Expos news right now.
Yep.
And speaking of that, the Expos, everyone's bringing out the potential team with the Rays. I think it makes sense to go back to Montreal. Tampa Bay Bay does not get enough fans.
The Washington Nationals are actually going to wear Montreal Expos baby blue jerseys for a game this season. They didn't announce that.
They are coming back. The Spos are coming back.
They have to be.
Or as Justin would say, the X-Rays.
Well, cause I think their idea, are they going to?
We still got to run with
the
that.
The idea is to split 40 and 40, or not 40 and 40, but 80 and 80, or
yeah, something like
82
that.
82 and 82,
yeah,
81 and 81.
Because you have 162 games,
so 81.
So 81, 81.
But I think it works out to 40 home games or something like that. Whatever. That's but
you get to see the project and how the turnout would be. And the season ticket passes. Then you go from there if you're going to expand or if you're going to move a team. You're going to move a team. I think the team you're moving is the Tampa Bay Rays. It just makes sense. There's no other team. The Tampa Bay can't even fill Tropicana Stadium or Tropicana Field.
Could they even fill up a row at this point?
I'd love to go see a game there. It's probably dirt cheap, despite how good that they can do.
I kind of feel like
beer's good there because I don't know. It's just
got some Northern Superior beer there or Molson beer, one of the two.
Got to hook them up.
Yep.
Got to get them in contact.
I feel like Tampa Bay is kind of a victim of stadium placement too, much like the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not easy for people to get there, so people just say fuck him.
Next topic for baseball, Blue Jays. We're going to transition back to that. Marcus Stroman, quote unquote, plays good under the pressure, under the lights. He's made for New York. Is what he was alluding to. Cool. All right, Marcus Stroman. Last I checked, when we were one of the best teams in baseball, Toronto was your light. Toronto was your passion. The 6, your number. You were representing the 6. Oh, now we're not that good. Now we're rebuilding. I dislike it. I'm a superstar on this team. The ego is really starting to come out for Marcus Stroman, and I think he's trying to do what he can to get the hell out of there.
He knows how good he is. He is a good pitcher.
Yeah.
I think we'd all say that. And as frustrated as I am, imagine how frustrating it must be to see all of your friends gone. All of the talented players on your team gone.
Yeah.
Everybody is gone. They're rebuilding. You don't really have a spot on this team, and you're still there playing.
You have Encarnacion on the Yankees now. Donaldson on the Braves. Bautista's a free agent, which I'm waiting for the day that he signs a one-day contract with the Jays and maybe retires.
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Something like that. But Yeah, and Troy Tulowitzki, also part of the Yankees, and people have forgotten because Tulowitzki is doing Tulowitzki things in New York. So I think actually going to the Yankees, I know we talked about it at exhaustion here about how it might bite them in the rear end. But if you want to send him to New York, if it's the Mets or the Yankees, I don't think there's room for him on the Mets because of Syndergaard and DeGrom and kind of the guys that they have there. I think him ending up on the Yankees makes sense. But it depends what prospects can we send the other way because the Jays, Stroman is a top-tier pitcher, and he can leverage some top-tier prospects and bring back for his assets.
They can't drop the ball in this trade. If they mess up the Stroman trade, the ripple effects
But do
will
you
be
trade
felt.
him to the same division? That's the problem.
It by the time Stroman is starting to twilight in his career, that's when the Jays are going to be competitive again. It's going to be a while before the Jays have to worry about who's in their division.
And that's where I think almost a lot of the sense makes if he wants to go to even to the Brewers.
Sure.
Might even be an option. I know the Reds have been in that before. I know Stroman loves Toronto, but it almost seems like the Yankees are going to jump in on this full throttle. It seems like they already have, and we're just expecting a trade to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, and I know the ego seems to be showing, but it's just got to be frustration now. He doesn't want to be there. He knows he's not going to be there. Why wait? What are we waiting for?
Justin?
He's just talking his way out of the locker room.
Seems like him and Montoyo don't have a good relationship, even though they kind of show that they didn't before, but show that they do. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's there. He doesn't want to be there.
No.
Doesn't want to be there. What do you guys think, listeners? Stroman, where does he go? When does he go? I think he's going to go just after the All-Star break. I think we got maybe not even 2 more weeks left of Marcus Stroman baseball in Toronto. 2 more starts, maybe 3. If I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but just saying, move the asset when it's at prime. We're rebuilding, then let's go through it. Let's do it. We already have a championship caliber team with the NBA. Toronto Maple Leafs should be a championship team. We can buy some time with the Toronto Blue Jays, but let's get this ball rolling a little bit, and let's hit it out of the park with this rebuild. How do you like that analogy? Was that?
That was pretty good.
Like
yeah, okay, I'll give you that one.
Okay, cool. Bonus topics, fellas, before we get to our conclusion portion of the show. LeBron James, where we talk about basketball in our Wednesday show. I thought this would be something to bring up. LeBron James giving up his number 3 to Anthony Davis. LeBron
Number 23.
What did I say?
3.
Wow. Is that the you blew it moment? That is the you blew it moment. LeBron, let me restart. LeBron giving up his number 23 to Anthony Davis. He'll be wearing number 6 now.
Most people think that it's just to sell jerseys. I second that.
I think it's just to sell jerseys.
Yep.
Because people bought LeBron James 23 jerseys.
Well, now they're not cool anymore. You need your LeBron James Lakers 6 jersey now.
Hasn't he done this with every team he's been on?
Hey.
Miami wore 6.
Yeah, but then Cleveland, he had 2 jerseys in Cleveland, too.
23.
I think he also had 6 in Cleveland.
No, 23.
Just 23?
Just 23.
He had another number in Cleveland. I'm positive of it.
Both these guys are looking at me to side with one of them, but I don't know, so.
23 all
Pick
the time
a
in
side.
Cleveland. Anthony Davis will be wearing 23 is the point. LeBron will be wearing 6. Olympic breakdancing, bonus topic. Are you going to watch that, Alex?
Out of curiosity, yeah.
Hell yeah. You want to join?
Sure. Want to start training now?
Let's start training.
Think it's too late?
I don't know, man. I might break my neck.
Whatever.
It's
Me and you
fine.
do it together.
We can go out on top.
If you break your neck, I'll live your dream out there for you.
Olympic gold medalists of breakdancing.
Alex Parr, Dave McCaig of Canada.
That's so cool. With our manager being Justin Hykel.
Yes, our hype man.
I thought Jamie and I had a team, though. We were doing pairs.
Oh,
If you guys want to go, if you guys want to go up against us, I wouldn't take that because when me and Dave get out
I'm
there,
going to watch that. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to fucking watch that shit. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to try to mock the moves, you know? 2024, I'll be 32, 33 years old. I will definitely break my back.
everything.
Oh, yeah. I'm so down.
And you have to think, too, like from what we see in breakdancing in commercials or on TV and stuff, these guys are going to be breaking out like things we've never seen before. It's the Olympics now, so they're going to be breaking everything.
Justin.
Performance-enhancing cardboard.
You said that yesterday. I like that.
Yeah, I'm sticking to it.
Girls soccer team. Disappointment, yes or no?
Big disappointment. A lot of people are saying Christine Sinclair should have taken that penalty. Her name's past me right now. Whoever did take it, she's great at penalty kicks, and the Swedish goalkeeper just made a fantastic save. Wouldn't hang up on it too much, but a big disappointment. Team Canada should be a lot farther than first elimination round elimination.
Justin, will they ever make soccer better in Canada?
I think soccer's been on a pretty big
TFC winning a couple years ago.
I don't even want to say like a gradual incline in Canada. I think soccer's skyrocketing in popularity right now. Like the women's team has been a big part in helping grow that. I mean the Summer Olympics, like that was a huge tournament for them. I believe the men's team is also qualified now for the World Cup.
No way.
Or they're in qualifying. I'm not 100%
I think
on that one.
the tournament is still happening as we speak.
But that's going on. I mean, look at all the professional teams. I mean, look at the soccer fields here in town. I mean, that's probably the number one growing sport in the country.
Soccer is growing. Listen,
It's
do you
cheap.
agree?
It's
a
cheap.
lot
It's
more or less.
affordability, much like breakdancing. All you need is cardboard.
Oh, what's next after breakdancing?
And some of those like quadruple D batteries for your boombox.
So, I wonder how the rules are going to be with this breakdancing. Are we going street rules? Like I don't know if there's street.
Like
Is there,
New
you
York
cannot
subway
lift your leg
rules?
past 95 degrees, or that's a disqualification.
Well,
Yeah.
is there going to be like specific unis or
I guess we're going to have to get into the Sault Ste. Marie underground breakdancing scene to get a better understanding.
Someone start that.
Someone can let us know.
We should start it. Oh, okay.
Presented by the Game Sports Show and Sue Online.
Well, if it's like Fight Club, we can't talk about it.
We can start a breakdancing club. No, is that illegal?
Don't talk about
I
it.
don't know. It's an Olympic sport now, so I mean we're just training.
We're just training. Get everybody of all ages and sizes, and
Okay.
and genders, because we're equal here.
Of course.
Yes,
Inclusive show.
very inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Even though our panel is we're not. We actually, no, yeah. We do have Katie Woolen in the background with female and obviously some camera individuals with Sue Online. So
Yes.
we got a mix.
Okay. We got a nice mix in
We
there.
got a nice mix. See, we're not. Yeah. Dave McCaig alongside Alex Parr, Justin Hykel inside Northern Superior in the Brewhouse. Fellas, let's get to the conclusion side. We're off for the rest of this weekend. It is Canada Day weekend. I want to remind listeners to make sure that they're safe. No drinking and driving. Don't be dumb. Okay? Park the truck. Put the keys somewhere where you're not going to grab them. You know, I don't care what position you're in. If you're taking someone home with you, or if you want to go home to somebody so you can be with somebody or just go home whatever. If you're out somewhere, you catch a cab. You call driver's seat. You call whatever you need to call. Don't even walk. Call somebody. Get something done. Call a friend. No drinking and driving. None of that bullshit. Don't be drinking and driving. Or I'll literally come down with the boys here and the whole crew, and we'll literally kick your fucking ass. That's what I'm going to flat out say it. So much anger in that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Don't drink and drive. Everyone thinks
Just-
it's not going to happen until it happens to them.
Yeah, until you go, oh, you know what, I'm good to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no, you're not good to go. You have those drinks, you put those keys away, and you stay away.
And some people are going to sit there and say, well, it's my life. I can do what I want with my life. Well,
Yeah.
what about that family of four coming the other way? You don't control theirs.
You don't.
So,
So why don't you just make the right decision like a normal human being and not drink and drive? Justin, you're looking up to the sky here a little bit, man.
It's hot in here, man. I'm dying. I am dying right now.
You are sweating over there.
It's hot.
It's hot.
I got the sun on my back.
That's why we got the nice cold beers. But anyways, no drinking and driving. Long weekend. Enjoy your time with family, friends, whatever it may be. And everyone, enjoy your long weekend in general, especially you, Alex, Justin, everyone here at Northern Superior Brewing Company, Scott Nason. As well, I'll give a little shout-out to myself to say have a safe and fun weekend. I'm going to camp, girlfriend's camp. I don't know which everyone else you has planned. Make sure you boys are safe. You got that?
you have my word.
You got mine?
I'll stay out of trouble.
Okay, you promise?
I'll try.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Okay, if I see your name in the wanted diary, I'm literally going to kick your ass.
You're going to see him on Wanted Wednesday, Crime Stoppers breaking in somewhere.
Yeah, through the Sue Online page. You
Yep.
can see that.
Oh, what a plug.
You
I like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I go all the way to Crime Stoppers after just this weekend, I don't know.
You partied hard. Maybe too hard.
Real hard.
I mean, how good was that video, though, those guys with the barbecue at Rome?
That's exactly what I think about every time.
Yeah,
Not
like that.
The Sue.
getting bonked on the head.
Hashtag Sault Ste. Marie things.
Ricky and Julie in there.
Monday, we will not have a show. Let's get in that confirmation. We will not have a show on Monday. Not because of the long weekend, just some scheduling conflicts also on Scott's end. Also, some more condolences sent out to Scott. We're losing his grandmother. So, Scott Nason, we will not have a show on Monday. Our next show will be Tuesday, July 2nd. You know what the 2nd means? The day after free agency. So, listeners, Free agency is on Monday. Keep your tabs on that because we're going to be talking about that in its entirety on Tuesday at Sault Online. That will be there Tuesday. We're going to be on ONNTV at 6:30 p.m. until 7 or 7:30, depending on how long the show will be. Wednesday, we'll be at Sports Center Bar and Grill. That's at 9 o'clock. Now, for next week from Northern Superior Brewing Company, we will be outside at Pier 55 on Sunday next week. A different day, that is. Now, that will be on Sunday, July the 7th. We'll be outside at Pier 55 at 12 noon. Alex, Justin, and I, and our guests, our potential other analysts being by, we're going to get our morning jog and breakfast in before coming down to the pier.
Yep. I mean, yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do.
100%.
Go for that jog, yep.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be at 12 noon. We'll be here until 1 o'clock outside at the pier. You'll see us there if you want to come on down to visit us right on the cusp of the Hub Trail. Come on down, see the cusp right on the waterfront, and enjoy a nice brew from Northern Superior Brewing Company. Justin, thanks for coming by, my friend. We will see you next week.
I'll be there with bells on.
That's your famous line. That is your famous line. Alex, thanks for coming by again. Second show on the radio.
Loving it.
We'll see you next week, Tuesday, hopefully Sunday as well.
Of course.
Have yourself a safe long weekend, boys.
You too.
We'll try.
Listeners, again, I want to say thank you for tuning in. I want to say everyone thanks to Northern Superior Brewing Company. Again, also to Scott Nason as well. Again, now, as I mentioned, until next week on Tuesday from Sault Online, make sure you don't hesitate to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Game Sports Show. Don't hesitate to follow Sault Online as well and ONNTV on YouTube. And as I mentioned, till next week, till Tuesday, keep your stick on the ice, swing your bat, catch your touchdown, drain your threes, and shoot your shots. Booyah.